Hey there. So when I set out to start this video today on using AI and automation to create content for social media, blog posts, et cetera, that type of thing, I was planning on this big demo video going through the step-by-step process of automation using things like Make and Zapier and Notion and those types of things. You can see here some of the things that I do, and I have some automations that are set up and they run through and they're grabbing other info, creating posts, putting them on X, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all those types of things, and then scheduling them on the back end and allowing me to review them. And there's a lot of things that go into it, and they're actually quite useful, including creating blog posts for different things that we can use. Love Claude for it, by the way. Claude lately has been my big one for blog posts. But I stopped and thought to myself, if you're starting out, that all sounds like really cool stuff and great ideas, but it also can be a little bit complicated and maybe not attainable or sustainable from day one. So this is where I'm going to make the record scratching sound. So today what I decided to do was just back up a step, simplify it, and do a video. If you're just getting started with AI for content creation, you don't know where to start, and you want some steps that you can actually do and keep doing over and over again for success and traction and engagement on social media and your blog posts, then you don't want to miss this video. Remember, if you find the videos like this interesting, exciting, or otherwise, make sure you like and subscribe down below so that you'll continue to see more videos on AI, automation, and how you can use them in your life and in your business. My name is Judson Voss, and I help people with automating everything from their marketing to their sales to all the other parts of their business using automation and AI. If you'd like more information or read more, you can head on over to my site, coolwordconsulting.com. Got it written below because I picked such a terrible name. There's no way you know how to spell it. Or my blog at businessaiinsights.com. That one's a little bit better for AI tips and strategies. Also, from either of those sites for a short time, if you head on over there, you can sign up. You can grab a copy of chapter 1 of my upcoming book, AI Myth Reimagined: Why Everything is Changing in Business and Why You Should Too. And you can also get the companion workbook for chapter 1 that has a whole bunch of exercises to get you started thinking about how you change your business or your career or other things using AI. Today, we're really just going to go through two things. One, what I call the content multiplier, how you can take a single piece of content and put that, make multiple posts across Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and also you could create some blog articles off of it too. And then number two, how do we take that information, what we've created, use it, have an editing assistant with it that helps us understand other content we can create, and also where there are gaps in the content we did create to be able to fill that in to really extend our reach, and for those that are following us, help them with more meaningful information. So let's start with the content multiplier first. And all of this today, we're using ChatGPT, Claude, free. Most of it's free. Nothing you can't repeat on your own. And the first thing I'm going to do is our goal. What do we want to do? We've got to come up with that first. So let's say we want to create 5 Twitter threads, 3 LinkedIn posts, and 2 Facebook posts. Okay. And we want to have a topic. And maybe your first issue is you don't have a topic, and that can happen. So a couple quick ideas on getting a topic. One is other people's videos that you found interesting, and the other is other people's blog posts that you find interesting. And we're not going to plagiarize. We're actually not even going to copy any part of it. What we're going to do instead is ask ChatGPT or Claude to take that information and create these posts for us. We're not going to go into the details today of how do I make it sound like me and give it my unique voice, those types of things. Let's just start simple. Let's just start creating content that's actually meaningful and useful, right? And so what I'm going to do is we're going to come in here. Let's start with how we actually are going to get our content. You see a YouTube video that you like, good looking guy there. It's got an opposable thumb, makes probably valuable content. You go into that video And then we're going to, after he stops talking for a minute, personally, I use GLASP, GLASP. It's a Chrome extension. You can add it in. When you do, you get a cool little summarized video after that. And there are some other tools you can add in for charge, but this one's free. When I click on that, what it does is it comes over to ChatGPT. It launches ChatGPT, and it actually gets a transcript of my entire video and then summarizes it for me. For now, I just want the transcript. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab my transcript, all the words that are in there. I'm going to copy that. Once I do that, then we get into the magic part of actually getting posts from it. There's a couple things you can do. You can write your own prompts, and I would recommend over time you do that, because sort of part of the purpose to this is to experiment and find out what works well for you and your audience, and then build on it. Today, what I'm going to do is we're going to start with a really basic prompt, and then we're going to use some tools to make it better. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to head in here in ChatGPT, and we are going to select Explore GPTs. And I'm going to type in prompt engineer. And you see the very first one is prompt engineer. It's got 300,000 plus reviews. It can't be all that bad. And what we want to do is improve my prompt. And so it says, okay, great, improve my prompt. And when you click that, what's going to happen is it's going to start thinking, and it's going to ask you for the prompt. And so I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to be just really basic about that and just tell it I want what I want, the posts, the number of posts, and to make it good and engaging. This is not a great post prompt, sorry, by the way, but I'm going to put it in there. That's why we're using prompt engineer. It is going to spit out a prompt for us to use. And so I'm going to grab that prompt. It's definitely better than mine, which is said to create these posts and make them good, essentially. And I'm going to copy that. I'm going to head back over and create a new chat. And in this case, I'm going to use O1 preview. No, I'm going to use O1 mini. Talk about that later sometime. And then I'm going to put the prompts in here, and I'm going to tell it, because we didn't tell it yet, create all these posts from and then I take that transcript, paste it in there, and let it run. And after it runs a little bit, I get the results. By the way, I used O1 Mini because it does a little bit more reasoning and thinks through things a little bit more. And especially when it comes to the LinkedIn post, I think it does a better job. I think Claude does a great job with LinkedIn posts also, as it does. I think it does a better job than ChatGPT, any of the models for blog posts, especially if you give it a really nice prompt. But what we have here is the results. We asked for 5 high impact Twitter threads. Here's the thread. So I've got the 10 different posts. Remember, threads are short, should be short content bursts that you're going through and getting the entire point across, but doing it over multiple tweets as you go. And so you'll see it did a nice job of that, going into a little bit of the details, like in my video that we pulled down, the boost your SEO piece here. There were some parts in there about machine, a certain tool, and it did go into that. It mentioned the tools, Machine and Jasper, that were in there, and it is engaging. They all put way too many emojis in there, but you can ask for less. And sometimes I think it gets mad, it just adds more, but that is an option. Then we have the LinkedIn articles. Here it actually did a much better job even than the Twitter threads, which weren't bad, but it did a nice job of taking the essence of the video transcript, as opposed to taking the actual video transcript and creating posts that were there to support the video itself, like you would do to promote your own video. It actually went into a little bit more detail. You'll see here, maximizing SEO with AI-powered tools. And this one I really like down here, a hybrid approach, combining AI tools and DIY methods for superior blog content. It goes through each of the pieces of it. It's actually a really nice article that it created. And then the Facebook stuff, to be honest with you, my Facebook stuff is not very good, whether I write it or not, but it does the job and summarize some of those thread points and created the post just like we asked it to do. So there we go. Real quick wrap on that first piece of it. We found a video that we liked that had content that we enjoyed in it. We used GLASP to grab the transcript down. Went back to ChatGPT. We gave it a prompt. We asked prompt engineer to make it better for us. And then we took that prompt plus the transcript we created and had it generate the posts. In video time, that was like 7 minutes. In real time, it's probably more like a minute and a half. So in minute and a half, 2 minutes, once you have the content that you like, a blog post or a video transcript, you can go in there and create a large number of posts. If you want to narrow it down into more specific areas, you could always tell it to do that in the prompt, and you can run from there. So that got us some good content, right? In a pretty quick order. But maybe we want to go a little deeper and get a little more content. And this is where I go into what I call the editing assistant. No pride here. The video I created the content for, so that transcript is my content. And then I gave it the prompt for the social media posts. So it sort of was mine also. But I'm not above asking ChatGPT, what can I do better? So I've used this prompt here. You can play with it even more, but I'm asking it for the important part, some content gaps that it found in the transcript. Yeah, great. That video is good. I liked it. Tell me some things that are missing from that video that I can create more social media posts with. And once it spits out the gaps, obviously it thinks I have a lot of gaps. There's a dozen of them in there. Some of it's things that you can do different on the video, but a lot of it is the content itself. For example, we've got number 10, I like the future trends in AI for blogging. Number 12 down here, SEO specific strategies with AI. I think those are both really good. Now, what I would normally do is prompt stack. So I ask it for the gaps and come back and then ask it for the content. It didn't wait for me this time. It actually gave me the gaps and said, hey, based on these gaps, here's some posts that you can do. But I can also come back in here and the posts were okay, by the way. I can come back in here and grab this future in AI and say, create a LinkedIn where this. And then when it runs through, it creates the article. To be honest, it is like a little big for a LinkedIn article. It's almost on the verge of a blog post, but it's still some pretty cool content. And people, I think, would enjoy reading about it and run with it from there. So that's just a two-step process to come up with ideas for content, even if they're not your ideas, but grab that. Then to create some high quality social media posts from there. And then lastly, from the results, go back and find any gaps that are in there that you can create even more content that maybe wasn't in the original source, like in our case, the video transcript, that provides even more deeper, valuable content. It takes a couple minutes a day. You grab that information, you go out to your social media platforms and you post it. Is it automated? Absolutely not. Is it a lot faster than doing it yourself? Absolutely. But it gets you started. And I also think what it helps to do is to review the content you're getting, to better understand when you put in the prompt, what the results are that come back. So when you do automate your system, having the prompts that you like best in there that provide the best results allow you to get that ongoing automated content that's of high value to yourself and your audience. And that is, I don't care what automation tool you use, it doesn't do that for you. That's the magic. That's the secret sauce. That's the part that you bring to the table in this AI automation equation. If you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure you mash the subscribe and like down below. Click the bell to be notified of new videos coming out. Also head on over to businessaiinsights.com where you can read more blog posts about different things when it comes to using AI in your business and your personal life. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you can also grab a free copy of my upcoming book, AI Myth Reimagined, Why Everything in Business is Changing. And you should too. And you get the workbook that goes along with it too, to get you started in that process of reimagining your business with AI.